Holidays and sugar go hand in hand.
I ate all of my kids' candy.
Reverse the damage of a sugar binge in just one day.
So the first thing we got to do is actually eliminate the carbs at breakfast.
Plus, holiday cooking for a crowd.
And look how gorgeous and glossy it is.
How many cowboys will this feed, you think?
Simple solutions from pioneer woman Ree Drummond.
It has a little bit of a festive edge.
Coming up next.
We'll save lives today. You guys ready to get healthy? It's holiday time, and for most of you, that means food, and well, more food. Am I right? It's all about food. Get comfortable, because today we've got guests and parties and get-togethers with families and friends, and they are endless. So today, we're going to get you prepared for your week. From what to do if you overindulge to what to serve when people drop by unexpectedly. Don't you get mad about that? They sneak in there with extra friends. And then even something new to talk about at the dinner table. So on today's show, first off, easy ways to reverse the damage of a holiday sugar binge the morning after. Then we're going to kick off a cooking for a crowd week. All week long, we got people talking about this. Pioneer woman Ree Drummond is here to start us off. She's got a quick and a budget-friendly 16-minute meal. She said that's all. It's 16 minutes to feed holiday guests all week long, and they are sure to wow. And we got a provocative story that you're going to be talking about with your family. How one man says he died, literally died, and came back. What he wants you to know about the afterlife. But first, let's start off answering a question you all want to know the answer to. How can I reverse the damage of a sugar binge in just one day? So audience, please be honest about this. Whose instinct is it to starve themselves after a sugar binge? Hands up. A couple folks. Is that a yes or a no?
I'm thinking about that.
You're thinking about it?
Yeah, because most of the time, like, I'll say if I have candy, cake, and all that one day, I won't do it the next day.
You're not thinking about it at
I'm
all,
a
are you?
bad girl. I ate all of my kids' Halloween candy.
You did? Was it good,
Yes,
the Halloween
I did.
candy?
Yes, and I'm not supposed to.
Were they mad at you after that?
Yes, they were.
I bet they were.
And I drank all the water to try to remove it.
All right, so that's an interesting concept. Let's talk a little bit about this. Most people, I'm going to set the record straight on this. Most people say, and these are big myths, they're going to starve themselves or they're going to go on a juice cleanse, right? Neither one of those works, by the way. They both mess you up. Here's the deal. With the juice cleanse, got a lot of sugar in it. Right? And all that sugar, especially if it's made from fruit, it's not going to detox you. So for that reason, I want to give you an alternative. I'm going to talk to Janine about this because just like you, she eats cotton candy and kids' Halloween candy and all kinds of bad stuff. She admits to having the occasional binge. Yeah. Janine, thanks for being honest about this.
Yeah. You're welcome.
So I want you to walk me through what you're feeling and thinking when you're typically having one of these binge days. All right? So I'm just going to present to you an example of food presenting itself to you. So it's coming by you. What do you think?
Right there. Can I just pick it up?
Pick it up.
Okay.
Pick up, have another one.
Well, I like this one.
All right, take a both. All right? So what do you feel when you're having that? And there's more food coming by. Now you feel satisfied?
No.
Or how about some of these?
Ooh.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
All right?
No, I mean, I just want to keep going.
Well, nothing's going to stop you?
I honestly,
It's
no.
just presenting itself to you every time.
Yeah, I kind of overdo it. I do overdo it.
You literally would take everything that I could put on your plate.
Yeah, I'm more of a pastry person, so those donuts and the cookies are definitely it. That's why I grab them. I'm so pastries.
So after you've done all this, then what do you feel like?
Honestly, or just want me to say it nicely?
No, don't be honest. It's better, because I know they're thinking it.
I hate myself for having done it, you know, and I know I should not have. I know I'm going to, but I know I shouldn't. And then I'm going to feel pretty sick and icky.
Yeah, crappy.
Yeah. The next
That's the
day,
word.
I'm going to feel like icky.
So we got an audience full of sugar bingers. Let's give this to them so they can enjoy themselves. Here you go. Pass that around. Pass that around up there. There we are. All right. Party, now come over here.
Who wants a pink donut?
Now, don't eat any of that stuff. I know you were trying to... Oh, Joe, look what I found. Look what I found.
Sorry.
Look what I found. Right. You are something else. All right. After you've had a binge, there are 3 things that happen in your body. If you don't understand these 3 things, you're not going to understand the plan to get past the binge.
Okay.
The first thing that happens, you got to reverse, is up here in the liver. The liver literally takes all the sugar. It's so full of sugar, it begins to turn some of it to fat that it literally sends out to your body.
Okay.
So that's what the liver's thinking. It's thinking, I got too much sugar in here, there's no room, I'm about to burst. Then let's go to your intestines. Your intestines are saying, hey, I got a lot of fluid in here, I'm bloated.
Yeah.
All right, does that ever happen? Because of all the salt in that stuff you just had.
Yeah.
And there's salt even in the sweet stuff.
Yeah.
So your intestines get big, and they're not happy about that. So you can't button anything. And the third thing that happens is way back in there in the pancreas. The pancreas is overworked. It's making all these hormones, trying to keep up with all that sugar, so you get irritable. Does that ever happen to you?
Honestly?
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'm a little grumpy.
No, grumpy. Grumpy's a nice word. Sometimes worse things can happen. All right, so what's the strategy? A straightforward, obvious one. Once you understand this, that could work. Come on over here.
Okay.
We're gonna reverse the damage.
Okay.
So the first thing we gotta do is actually eliminate the carbs at breakfast. That's not what most people think. What typically would you have for breakfast after you had one of those binges you just showed us?
Okay, and I have a nice warm buttery bagel with some fried eggs with cheese.
So good. Isn't
It is
bagel?
very good.
Oh, so good.
Fried
All right,
egg and cheese.
Second step is, no, that's not the first step, right? You don't want that, that bagel with the butter. Here's the problem.
Okay.
Your body, that liver, is already engorged with sugar. It doesn't want any more sugar, but it does want nutrients.
Okay.
So your breakfast has to be pretty free of carbohydrates, sweets, and sugars, but it can be full of calories from other sources, like healthy fats, healthy proteins. I gave you an example here with, stuff that you can easily find, the turkey, the avocado, everybody has.
I noticed you don't have any bread on here.
No bread. You can't have any bread. You can't have anything that's going to stress you anymore with regard to carbohydrates or sugar. You've already had too many yesterday.
Oh.
All right? This is your morning breakfast.
Okay.
But guess what? You're not starving, are you?
No.
Lots of calories there.
Yeah.
Then the next thing you're going to do, step 2, is drink lots of water and make sure there's potassium.
This much water?
Yeah, over the course of the day, you're going to drink enough water and coconut
would I drink
water.
all of that?
I'm going to explain.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad you're asking. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a lot.
'cause
I
that's
get
a
it.
lot.
You're going to drink enough of these so that your urine is clear. You want your urine to be clear enough to read through.
Okay.
You don't have to literally do it, just eyeball it.
Okay.
All right? Figuratively speaking. So you might only need this much water, but however much you need, make sure some of your water has potassium in it. The potassium fights against the sodium, right? That sodium that's on all that stuff that bloated you up.
This is the potassium?
Potassium, coconut water is a great source of it.
Oh.
So it's a great way of giving your body what it needs and letting your body get rid and flushing out all the sodium so you don't get all that stuff hanging down to stuff inside your body.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And the third thing is you need to have something with fiber, with
This
substance.
is all breakfast still?
No, with all through the day you can eat this stuff.
Okay.
All day long, as much as you want. You want cruciferous veggies with fiber in them. Because the fiber will bind up whatever's in that gut of yours that's left over, all the sweet stuff and the like, and by binding it up, it'll prevent it from running into your bloodstream, messing you up even further.
Could you put anything on that? Or
Anything you want. You can put fats, olive oil, vinegar. You can put stuff on this.
Oh, okay.
You just can't have that piece of bread, that bagel you talked about with the butter on it.
No, okay.
That's the one thing you can't have.
But you could put butter on this.
You can butter this, yes. There's no carbohydrates in it.
Oh, okay.
I'm allowing your liver to get rid of the extra stuff that's filled it to the brim and left it with no room to
So
go.
it's just the carbohydrates the next day?
Yes, and you will feel that binge evolve away, slip away from you.
Oh.
You into this?
Okay, yeah.
All right, I'll give you a bonus tip too. Don't weigh yourself, it's not accurate. You can find 2 extra tips reversing the damage of a sugar binge at drraj.com. We'll be right back. Next, I bet you didn't know apple cider vinegar could do more than just add flavor to your food. Did you just catch male flies also?
You never know what you're going to catch.
I'm showing you 3 amazing new uses for this kitchen staple that will make your life easier and save you a few bucks. Coming up.
This condition really does make you feel invisible. Nobody believes you.
Could your pain, brain fog, or exhaustion be fibromyalgia?
I went for test after test and still no answers.
My new quiz may be the answer to all your symptoms. Then, no pill secrets to solving your back, neck, and hand pain.
Oh, this feels amazing.
And healthy and affordable meals for a crowd from my favorite cook of all time, my wife Lisa. All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
You probably have a bottle of apple cider vinegar in your pantry right this second. It's used for so much more than just adding flavor to your food, though. It can also help you lower the risk of heart disease, reduce blood sugar levels. It even acts as an antioxidant. All these great things you want. So today I've got 3 new uses for apple cider vinegar that will make your life even easier, and it's going to save you a few bucks. First up, there's a new use for apple cider vinegar that's from Roxanne. Now, she says she uses apple cider vinegar as a fly trap.
Yes.
Thank you for being here, Roxanne.
Yes, we actually call it, my mom's name is Miss Peggy, so we call it Miss Peggy's Potion.
Miss Peggy's Potion?
Miss Peggy's Potion.
How do you do it?
Okay, well, what you do is you actually take a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Now, the flies that you're going to catch are those annoying fruit flies that you have. You know how you have fruit and you leave it out and all of a sudden you got these little flies, you keep coming back, and no matter how much you wipe and clean, they're constantly still there. This is how you're going to get rid of them. Trust me.
I do trust you. Do you just catch male flies also? Like males, period?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Put a little bit behind the ears. You never know what you're going to catch. Or what you're going to chase away.
So what you put, what's this, dishwashing liquid?
Dishwashing liquid. You actually put a little bit of dishwashing liquid in there and you stir it up just a little bit like that. And believe it or not, they are attracted to it. So you sit it out and you'll notice that all of the fruit flies will start to gather and they will go inside and then bam, you got them.
Now here's the thing. I was a little surprised about this, so I looked into it.
Okay.
I was curious how Miss Peggy's potion works. Now, the apple cider vinegar, I got that part. I didn't understand dishwashing liquid. It turns out the soap actually breaks the surface tension. Because you know how flies can walk on water a little bit?
Yes, they can.
They sink a little bit.
Yes, they do.
You see that? They can't get out?
Because, in amazement, after you catch something, you always like look in a jar and like, yeah, I got you. Look. And then you notice that they're starting to sink. And you're like, okay, great. I mean, because those times when you're using hairspray, you try to catch them with everything, but that works.
Now, do you have to ever add rotten fruit there?
Well, you know what? What you can do, and what I've noticed is that, if you want to attract anything and make anything better, whether it's man or fly, you can't go wrong with strawberries. Actually, if you drop the strawberries in.
That works?
Voila.
Do you observe your men like this too? You watch them as they...
As they sink?
As they sink.
Absolutely.
Too much? All right. Thank you, Roxanne.
Another show.
It's a different show. All right. The next new use comes from a mom of two and a Pinterest enthusiast. Her name is Lynn.
Hi, Dr. Oz. I'm a busy mom of 2 boys, and sometimes my house doesn't smell as fresh as it could. So my solution? Apple cider vinegar. I put it on the stove and I let it simmer for about an hour, and magically, all the smell disappears. Case in point, when your sons come home from lacrosse and the animals are on the couch. Just place it where the smell is. Dr. Oz, I love apple cider vinegar so much that I even spray it in my car.
Linda, that's so beautifully. Thank you. Finally, I'm going to show you something Lisa and I do at home. We wash our fruits and veggies with apple cider vinegar. Who wants to be helpful here? Okay, come up here. What's your first name?
Shellian.
Shellian? Mm-hmm. Are you a good washer?
No, my husband does all the
dishes.
dishes.
Where's he?
Oh, at home.
It was at home? All right. Well, you can pretend you're a good washer then. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's what Lisa and I do. We actually take apple cider vinegar and we mix it with water. It actually helps remove some of the pesticides more effectively, but it kills bacteria. So take a little bit of this. I'll tell you when to stop. You get, however much water you need to wash your veggies and your fruits on. It really works well with veggies. And I stop. So it's about 1/10, a little more than that, I'm sorry. Stop. No, a little more. I'm kidding. You need about 1/10 of the apple cider vinegar, that's good, to water. So it's mostly water. And then you pour it in here. And again, you get your veggies and your fruits. And notice, although I have strawberries in here, the same ones we were using to attract men and flies earlier, you don't want to be cavalier with the stuff because some of the more delicate fruits will actually soak up the vinegar. Okay. This doesn't have much of a taste it. Put your finger in and taste it. Seriously. You wouldn't mind it if it was probably in there. Bland? Is that the word you use?
No, gross.
Gross, right. So you put it in there, you wash them around a little bit. Go get washing a little bit. And as you wash, just a quick little rinse. You don't have to do much. Then, of course, you're going to pour the whole thing in here. The whole thing. Kit and caboodle. There we are. Pour it and dump it in there. And then here, hold this for 1 second. Sure. And then we just wash it very briefly. You don't need much. And with the hard materials like the skin of a cucumber or a bell pepper, you won't taste anything at all. Okay. In fact, just a taste. You take a bite of this. Take a bite of this. You ready? Bite. Don't really take a bite of it. Well, it's too late for you. All right, we'll tell your husband. We'll be right back.
Next, holiday cooking stressing you out? Pioneer woman Ree Drummond serves up simple solutions that feed a crowd.
How many cowboys will this feed, you think?
Quick and delicious dishes to get you ready for any gathering.
It's about family and togetherness.
Next.
It's the most wonderful time of year. But we all know the truth. It's also the most stressful, isn't it? So we are devoting a whole week on healthy and affordable cooking for a crowd, finding the energy to keep up with all the parties, the dinners, the shopping. So who do we call? The pioneer woman, Ree Drummond. She's here with some simple solutions for cooking for a crowd. So please welcome her. You look wonderful.
Thank you.
So what's the holiday like out in Oklahoma? What are your traditions?
It always involves food. Most traditions involve food, but it's really just about family and togetherness and relaxing from the ranch work a little bit, just, if not for just a day or two.
You know, I hear from folks a lot that although the holidays are supposed to be special, they actually are like a pressure cooker. And things don't always work out. So what kinds of meltdowns do you sometimes have in the kitchen?
You know, I had a friend growing up, and she always talked about how her mom was very stressed during Christmas. And my mom was always very relaxed. And I didn't grow up learning that you needed to be stressed at Christmas. So, and I don't want Christmas to be a stressful time. And what's the point of having Christmas if you're going to worry about, you know, everything being perfect? So I just relax. And if a dish doesn't turn out exactly the way I want, then I just laugh about it.
You're also pretty good at making sure it doesn't happen too often, so we're going to capture some of those insights today. And I've got an audience full of fans, and they're going to ask you some tough questions about how to balance the holidays. You ready?
I hope I can answer them.
We're going to find out. First question comes from whoever's in seat 165. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, Dr. Oz. Hi, Ree. I'm a huge fan. Love seeing you all over the grocery stores. My question is, it's the holiday time. I'm in the city. What do I do if a guests show up or pop up at my house? What can I whip up for them that's quick, easy, without it being delivery or box food? And I want it to be fabulous, just like you and I are.
That's a good question. Unexpected company dropping by. What do you do? That would panic you.
That is an awesome question. Thank you so much. But you know, one of the quickest dishes anyone can whip up is a pasta dish, obviously. And at Christmas, I like to be a little bit festive. So I think pasta alla vodka is...
Alla vodka?
Vodka.
A lot of alcohol in your...
You heard me.
Yes, you heard me. Get out of my way.
You just wanted to hear me say it again, didn't you? So one of my favorite kinds of pasta sauce is a tomato cream sauce, and that's exactly what penne alla vodka is. So you start with this beautiful tomato sauce that has the beautiful flavor of vodka. And then I have some heavy cream there, Dr. Oz, and you
The
can
heavy cream.
drizzle that right in. Now, you don't have to put all of that in, just
I hope
start,
not.
and we'll see what happens.
It's a coronary waiting to happen. Here we are.
So you just want to keep pouring it until it turns the shade of pink you want, basically. I think that looks good.
It looks pretty
there.
good. Look at that.
Yeah, it doesn't take very much, really. And then when this gets heated up, it's nice and bubbly. The pasta goes in, you stir it around, and put some Parmesan and basil on top.
How many cowboys will this feed, you think?
Well, a few, but I like to have tricks. My trick for making a dish kind of grow and expand, sort of like the fishes and loaves miracle. I have to do that a lot. If you have some chicken in your fridge, some cooked or grilled chicken, you can cube it, put that in. Another trick is if you have a bag of baby spinach, just stir it into the finished dish.
Spinach?
Yeah.
Oh, finally.
Spinach.
It counteracts the cream.
You can also take some kale, just shred the kale really fine.
Now she's showing off.
I am. I'm just trying to get back in your good graces. And you know, anything that you can add in that just sort of expands the original pasta dish. I've put olives in it. You know, anything that can kind of make the serving size grow a little bit.
I did very well with that question. You ready for another one?
Yes.
You get harder as they go. It's like an exam. This is a question that came from Twitter and it says, desserts stress me out. What can I do that's easy but will impress my guests? It's all about being a bit bigger in the holiday season. So tell me what to do. How do we do this?
I love doing dessert shooters. And they look fancy. If I walked into a party and saw a bunch of these on a table, I would think, oh, what kind of pastry chef put that together?
Yeah, but the question really is, do they taste good? But before you go further, I want to actually have some professional taste testers here.
Uh-huh.
Is that okay?
Sure.
So can I invite your parents?
Yes.
All right. We got Dad, stepmom Patsy, and daughter Paige.
Yes,
come on down.
Come on, everyone.
Come on down. This way, I can actually hear what your family has to say about you. Come on in here. Are the holidays fun for you guys?
Oh, fun, yes.
And Paige, you're the chef, I guess, huh?
Kind of.
All right,
Yeah, she's a cook like me. She's really good. So the shooters are so fun because they're not complicated. All these are graham cracker crumbs, You can mix in a little bit of butter to, see, I make a mess like everyone else. Put them in the bottom of a pretty glass. It doesn't matter what kind.
Is that cream again?
This is cream cheese with a little sweetened condensed milk.
Oh my goodness.
But guess what?
They don't care, they're celebrating.
Yeah.
It's the holidays, why not?
And you just, this is a plastic zipper bag. If you don't have a pastry bag, just put it in a zipper bag and clip off the corner. And you can just knock a bunch of these out if you have company coming over. And I have a little mixture of cherries with a little bit of booze in it. Sorry.
Little booze?
Sugar. And just spoon this on. But the great thing about this is, here's the variation.
Is there booze or not booze? I couldn't understand
in the cherries, but not much.
Not much.
Not much.
Here you go, Dad.
But what you can do to have a little shortcut is just pop open a can of pie filling, cherry pie filling. You can mix it with a little something if you want, or you can just leave it. I'm making a mess. I'm sorry. I'm just so happy my family's here.
Isn't it good?
And also, instead of cream cheese, you can use unflavored Greek yogurt.
Now we're talking.
Mix it with the sweetened milk.
Thank you.
See?
You.
I'm learning.
Hallelujah.
I'm learning.
So you can find all these recipes on my website. And in the Pioneer Women's Cookbook, A Year of Holidays is out now. Up next, Pioneer Women's version of fast food. It's a 16-minute meal that will become one of your new favorite dishes. Stay here.
Next, are the holidays keeping you so busy there's just not enough time to cook? Ree Drummond sticks around to show us her easiest meals to make in just 16 minutes.
And it's what the Pioneer Woman calls darn tootin' fast.
Delicious recipes that will become lifesavers for everyone. Next.
This condition really does make you feel invisible. Nobody believes you.
Could your pain, brain fog, or exhaustion be fibromyalgia? My new quiz may be the answer to all your symptoms. All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
Minutes. Now think about that. That's about a quarter of one episode of Empire. It's about the time it takes your body to pump 21 gallons of blood. Only a heart surgeon would know that. And it's what the Pioneer Woman calls darn tootin' fast. And that's what she's about. We all rushed for the holidays. I get that. So Ree Drummond is going to cook up her easiest 16-minute meals that will become lifesavers for you. I love how you organize to get this done. So how'd you do it? How do you shorten the prep in particular for some of these dishes to get it down to 16 minutes?
Part of it is just cooking and having the confidence to quickly prep a bell pepper. And if you're just starting cooking, it might take 19 minutes instead of 16. But I like, 16-minute meals is just sort of a way of saying it's quick. And it's something you make and serve, in a very small amount of time.
There's no cuts on your hands, so you're not rushing. You're carefully, daintily dicing things.
I don't have time to go to the emergency room,
no,
so I'm careful.
There's a farm girl. All right, so I had some of my time-pressed viewers, AKA the 16-Minute Club, try and cook these quick meals for a couple of days. Here they are. Now, they have voted on their favorites. Did you like the meals in general? You tried a lot of them out?
So good. Absolutely, yeah.
All right, but you agreed on one favorite one. Is that right?
Yes. Right.
Turn it around. It is cashew chicken. Cashew chicken. Why'd you pick cashew chicken?
Well, I really liked that it was chicken. I liked that it had water chestnuts. It had a lot of crunch with the cashews, and you can't really go wrong with chicken and cashews. It was a great meal.
And was it popular for your family?
Oh yeah, everyone loved it. It was super easy to make, and the flavoring was so different from anything that we've had before, so it was really great.
You all want to see this made by the Pioneer Woman firsthand? All right. Come on over here. Why is it one of your favorites?
Cashew chicken is actually a little bit of a memory for me. I had some friends in my hometown in Oklahoma, and we'd go to a Chinese restaurant, and we'd always get cashew chicken. So it is kind of one of those comfort foods for me that takes me back to my teenage years. I don't wear the same size of jeans that I wore when I was a teenager, but that's another story for another time. So I like to use chicken thighs. I'm a dark meat girl, so chicken thighs are
Thank you so much. Dark meat, absolutely the way to go.
Yes, it's just, it's got it going on. So I've just fried it so it's nice and done and crisp around the edges, and I'm adding some bell pepper, some fresh ginger, which I love, and some garlic. I mean, what a yummy combination.
Ginger, I know. It wakes you up.
It does.
It tastes fresh.
It does taste fresh, and you can't duplicate it with any other ingredient. It's standalone. So just cook this around until the peppers start to soften a little bit. So then I have a little sherry.
Oh, alcohol. How surprising.
I'm really sorry about this. I should have planned better, but
I'm probably looking for the butter still. But you got...
I'm away from the ranch, so I'm partying. So the sauce to me is what's important about any sort of stir-fry dish like this. And I have a combination of oyster sauce, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and sesame oil. And it goes in nice and deep and rich and flavorful. That needs to heat up. And then I cheat a little and use a slurry. It's not really cheating, but it gives that sauce, you know, the quality that makes it.
What's this?
This is a cornstarch slurry, and it's just cornstarch and water. And you pour it into hot, bubbling sauces, and that cornstarch is activated right away. And that's what gives Chinese dishes a real stickiness and makes it stick to the chicken and the rice. So after that bubbles up, it gets really luscious and wonderful. This is a great base recipe, though. You can just do veggies. You can do broccoli, cauliflower, peppers, and just leave the chicken
You know what I
out.
gotta say?
I left some in there.
Yeah, you do. That's not why I was pointing it out. I have never talked about some of these ingredients before on the show, but I think it goes to show you this is fundamentally a very healthy dish. Right? You've got protein, you've got vegetables. I frankly don't care if you add a little something else in there that normally we wouldn't talk about because the core of it works. And if it tastes good for the kids, I assume they love this. Like our 60-Minute Club's kids loved it. They'll go for it.
It's a very popular family dish, and it pleases a lot of people's palates. So yeah, and it's just a tiny bit of cornstarch and a tiny bit of water. So then, of course, you got to have water chestnuts. Of course. And that was a favorite ingredient over here. It gives it some crunch. And cashews, and I always use unsalted cashews, unsalted nuts whenever I add them.
Thank you very
to
much.
any dish.
I noticed you don't put a lot of salt in your food, which is, it's a good step.
Yeah, well, did you know when you cook with alcohol, it decreases the amount of salt that you have to add to the dish. So whenever you cook with wine, you don't have to add as much salt. So if anyone's looking for some justification, there it is.
We have finally the excuse.
Yes.
I have to agree with the 60-Minute Club. This tastes better. It really does. It tastes better than Chinese takeout. So you can find this recipe on my website, and I want you to check out more 60-minute meals in Ree's other book, Dinner Time, which is absolutely fabulous. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I like to eat it right out of the...
Next, wrinkles, sun damage, discoloration, all signs of aging skin. We take a look at 2 anti-aging ingredients that you're not using, and you should.
It's instant results.
2 powerful, rejuvenating solutions to help you look younger. Coming up next.
Whoever said a doctor's visit isn't fun has obviously never been to the Dr. Oz show. Is that right? Make your appointment today. Go to droz.com/tickets and sign up for free tickets. Today we got 2 anti-aging experts who brought 2 ingredients they are using, but you aren't. And you should. And it starts with copper, which you know from your pennies and your bracelets and all that stuff. Dr. Kim Nichols is here. She's a board-certified dermatologist and cosmetic surgeon. Now, copper is a heavy metal. A lot of folks think it's toxic. You argue we should put it on our skin. Why is that?
Well, you know, copper is actually found naturally in our bodies. And in skincare products, it's found in small amounts called copper peptides. Way too small to cause any issues with heavy metal toxicity.
And most of the skin products you talk about either help reverse some problem you already have or prevent an issue that you're going to have. Which one does copper do?
It actually does both. So it's preventative because, like vitamin C, it's a powerful antioxidant. In fact, some studies have shown it's even more powerful than vitamin C. And for correction, it can help to rebuild our collagen and elastin, making our skin more firm and making it look youthful and glowful.
So Dr. Nichols and I designed a very high-tech way of explaining this. You're going to be shocked when you see the complexity of this. Voila. There's your skin up here. This little crease here represents the wrinkles you sometimes get over time. These little... They look like pixie sticks here, little strands. They're really important. This is collagen. The copper gets absorbed through the skin. Here's our copper, right? The copper gets through the skin, and by going through the skin, it can match up with collagen. So here, we'll each do one. We get to work.
Yep.
So copper will take these little pieces of collagen and bind them together so they become long enough that they actually can do something useful for you rather than wandering around by themselves. And after a while, you'll build up like pickup sticks. You'll get these bigger strands. When you have the correct size strands, if you can hold the skin, please, Dr. Nichols, get rid of these broken pieces that we don't want and replace them with the kind that you do want, you'll end up with the right architecture to support the bounciness of your skin, so no longer will you have the crevicing. All right, so I wanted to see if this worked in reality, so I asked Allison, a member of our audience, to try. She's been using copper-based creams for the past.
Nice to meet you.
So I want you to be tough here, be difficult, be the voice of
Okay.
the audience. What do you think about this?
Yeah, so I've been using it for about a week, and I think the lines just developed on my eyes before I started using it because I'm 39, but really I think I'm 30. And
You look good.
Well, you look good.
Thank you. So I started using it, and believe it or not, for a couple days, people were saying, your skin looks brighter, you're glowing. I felt that it was tighter. So I haven't seen the lines go away because I was hoping for that quick fix, but I definitely feel brighter. So I like it. I'm going to keep using it.
Where do you find it normally?
You could find it in all kind of over-the-counter skincare products, but remember to look for copper peptides. That's the specific ingredient you're looking for.
Thanks for the advice and thanks for being the guinea pig.
Yeah, thank you. You look great.
All right, the next ingredient is going to target your age spots and sun damage. They travel together. Renee Rouleau is a celebrity esthetician. She's worked with Demi Lovato and Susan Sarandon and Emma Roberts. And your skin looks great too, by the way. So I work on yourself. So explain what this does for sunspots and for some of the aging that occurs with sun damage.
So today we're talking about glycolic acid, and glycolic acid is the ingredient to exfoliate the skin, more so than facial scrubs, more so than enzymes. Acids are the way to go to really smooth out the texture of the skin.
So a little demonstration, if you're willing to do this with me, right? This
Yes.
is an animation. Come on back. This is what serum does. So first of all, look at your face. And sometimes you're not happy. You've got some discoloration. You've got some wrinkling. You've got this feeling of dullness on your skin. So what you want to do is add one of these acid serums. When you do that, let's look up close. You add the serum. It coats the skin, and it does what the skin's supposed to do. It forces the skin to shed off the extra cells. And see the sunblocks? Those sunspots also get a little lighter. They fade because you're rejuvenating your skin. And the new cells, therefore, make the skin look younger. So if you compare your new face, this, to what you had before, you might see something along these lines. It won't always be so graphic.
With time.
With time, but it's enticing. So which of these acids work best for exfoliating?
Glycolic acid is the go-to one. That's the one that everybody should be using. You should have it in a serum, use it at night before you go to bed, and it really makes a big difference. And it's immediate gratification as well. I mean, unlike retinoids that you have to use for a long time to see results, it's instant results. So with like celebrity clients, they use it before special events. It's great.
And they can be expensive. So they have acid cleansers now, which we asked 3 members of our audience to try out. They did these over-the-counter cleansers. They have glycolic acid in them for 3 days, just 3 days. Valerie, Gigi, and Lindsay are here. Welcome to you all. Valerie, let me start with you. What were your concerns with your skin as you get older?
My concerns are, I know that the wrinkles are always going to be there, but I would rather them not show as much. So I want my skin to be very healthy and look good all the time.
At whatever age you are. You want to look good at the age you are. So did the acid cleanser do what you were hoping?
Yes, it did. It gave me more life to my skin, and it made it feel really smooth, and I enjoyed using it.
So we have photographic evidence, thankfully, because we're talking about the face. So here's your before picture. If you can look into the camera, we'll get your after picture. Well, the hair looks nice too, by the way. Now look over here. Look right at that picture. There you go. That looks fabulous, actually. So, Gigi, had you ever thought about using a cleanser with that acid in it?
No, I never thought about the details in that sense.
Well, I'd never heard of it, so.
Yeah.
It's even worse.
At all.
So, I've got a picture of you from before and after.
Yes.
There you are before. You look very happy there, by the way.
Thank you.
Even happier now, though. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Thank you. I think it was excellent.
And Lindsay, were you happy with the results?
I was. I was a little skeptical with just a 3-day trial, but being a mother of 3 young boys, I'll do anything to defeat the early signs of aging. So I feel rejuvenated and a lot more refreshed, so I'll keep using it.
Yeah.
So again, here's the before and after. And I'm just wondering, there you are before and, oh my goodness. Did your boys notice? Yeah.
But
they won't notice.
They will.
They won't notice when they get older either. It's amazing. We miss it completely. But you look fantastic now that I focus on it. So, Renee, what should you look for on the bottle of these serums?
So the ingredient is simple. It's called glycolic acid. Typically, if it's higher up on the ingredient list, so maybe the second or third ingredient, it usually means it has a higher concentration. So you want to look for it a little higher on the ingredient list.
And how often should women be using this product?
Well, in this case, a cleanser can be used daily, but if you're using an acid serum, you should use it 3 nights on, 3 nights nights off, alternating with a hydrating serum on the opposite nights to hydrate those new cells that it's exposing.
Why do you do 3 days in a row? Why not just do it every other day?
Well, the concept is that when you use it 3 nights in a row, it's giving a concentrated amount, works a little deeper, a little deeper, a little deeper. So by 3 nights, you're really well exfoliated, but you don't want to over exfoliate. That's why you baby those new cells with a hydrating serum on the opposite nights.
Or use the cleanser, as these 3
Or
women
use the
did.
cleanser, right.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. We'll be right back. Next, health revelations from heaven. What one man learned when he died and came back. A near-death experience that gave him a glimpse of the afterlife.
To realize that we don't really die.
Can what he saw help us live a more fulfilling life? Next.
This condition really does make you feel invisible. Nobody believes you.
Could your pain, brain fog, or exhaustion be fibromyalgia? My new quiz may be the answer to all your symptoms. All new Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow. As a doctor, I usually find a scientific explanation for things that I don't understand. But there are some things that just can't be explained through modern medicine. Here's one. Tommy Rosa led a fairly normal, uneventful life. He was raised in a modest but happy household. As an adult, he worked hard to earn a living as a plumber. Nothing out of the ordinary. Until 1999, at the age of 40, when he stepped off a curb, was hit by a car, and declared clinically dead on the scene. That's when, according to Rosa, everything changed. Rushed to the hospital, doctors managed to resuscitate Rosa. As he lay in a coma for weeks, Rosa claims to have had a near-death experience, during which he went to heaven. There, he says, he not only glimpsed the afterlife, but was given divine instruction and insight into human spirituality and health. Wisdom, he believes, can help all of us lead a better, more fulfilling life. Tommy is here to share that wisdom along with cardiologist Dr. Stephen Sinatra. They have teamed up to write a book about the experience. So, Stephen, you're an orthodox cardiologist, you're a pretty traditional physician. Why'd you want to collaborate on this study?
Well, I believe that this man was placed in my life for a reason. I mean, when he told me his story and he went to heaven and he told me what he heard, he just validated a lot of the things that I even questioned, because I got some pushback from the conventional medical establishment. And the second thing he did for me, and I'm sure you can resonate with this as well, being a cardiovascular surgeon, having been at the bedside of many dying people, to meet him and to realize that we don't really die. I mean, we have this cylinder we live in, right? Yeah. It's a cylinder. Yeah. But our soul, our consciousness moves on. And we're all going to a better place. So he was placed in my path for 2 reasons. He gave me great joy knowing I was on the right track, and another joy knowing that we don't need to fear death. We don't need to do it. And we waste so much energy doing it.
We do fear death, and not surprisingly, because we don't know what's out there. Tommy, you believe that we actually have everything we need to live a life of joy at our fingertips. How do we apply that to our lives?
That's really interesting, because we have to realize one thing. Our attitude plays a big, large part in our life. Having a positive attitude will bring positive results, and negativity will give you negativity. And also, you have to learn to find your life purpose. Without your life purpose, you're not going to ever be happy. Take you, for example. Your life purpose was a cardiologist first, and now your life purpose is to educate people on the body and health. Just like Dr. Sinatra. When you love something, it makes your body heal so much better.
I believe passionately in my heart that our spiritual journey is married to our search for health. And I celebrate that. But when I hear stories, as you are describing, of passing from this life into a spiritual world, to an afterlife, and then coming back, I have to think that there are folks who are skeptical of this and have probably challenged you. How do you respond to them?
Well, what I say to them is this. I had this experience myself. It's what I felt, heard, and seen, and that's my experience. You can't take it away from me. And what also happened was, when I learned in heaven, Dr. Sinatra was practicing on earth. So that was like my confirmation. And I was afraid to tell people about my story because I didn't want to be labeled crazy or nuts. And when Dr. Sinatra came around, we met each other. He validated all the work I learned in heaven, and that's why I wrote this book. Because I really believe it was so important to get these lessons out to people, because we can change our lives ourselves. We don't need anyone else to do it but ourselves.
Is it okay if you take some questions from the audience? All right. Who's got a question? Put your hands up there. Here we got one right up here. Go ahead.
Hi.
How you doing?
My name is Wanda. I'm a nurse, and I've often dealt with patients that have had these near-death experiences, and some come back and some don't. Is that a will of choice, or, I mean, why is it that some seem to come back from that resuscitation and others don't?
Well, what I learned in heaven is that when our purpose is completed here on earth, is our time for us to translate to the other side. So if the person hasn't fulfilled their purpose, they want to stay and continue to finish it, and they come back.
You had a question? Go ahead.
So far you've been talking a lot about heaven, but do you believe that there's a hell, and how do you think it is for people to go there?
Well, I think that we can make this hell, and God loves us all unconditionally. And there's one thing God can never do. He can do everything. He can move mountains. He can move buildings. He can move the earth, right? But he can't stop loving us. And that's one thing he can't do. So he'll love you unconditionally no matter what you do and say. And that is what keeps us together with him.
I want to thank you very much for
you so
being
much.
here. I appreciate it.
Good to see
Dr.
you.
Sinatra, pleasure as always. Dr. Sinatra and Tommy's book, Health Revelations from Heaven and Earth. It's available now. We'll be right back.
Beat the holiday blues, the one thing you need more of so you can enjoy the holiday season. Plus, Jeff Roble shares his secret for easy holiday entertaining. I gotta eat this all week long. All New Oz.
That's coming up on Wednesday. Tomorrow you'll be talking about how to make Monday your favorite day of the week. Now, before you say no, let me first find out, what is your favorite day of the week? Hands up, thoughts? Sundays. What's your favorite day?
I love Fridays because you can leave work and it's like I'm about to get sassy with my friends. But then you know like, oh, I got tomorrow, so you get a little weird but not too weird.
Are there a lot of Friday people back there? Hands up for Fridays. Pretty cool. Let me challenge you. What do you hope to accomplish in your life on a Friday besides looking forward to Saturday?
I want to be great on Friday so I can be amazing Saturday.
How do you feel about Mondays?
Mondays means that the week is going to go. So if there's no Monday, there's no Friday.
It has to be there. I like that. Let me share with you, I love Mondays. And I think it should be the favorite day of the week for a lot of folks besides me. And I'm going to give you a reason why. You can, thanks very much. All right, I've got a one sheet on it. Take a look at this. This is a reason. I'm going to give this to you. It's a fresh start for the week. Without Monday, you can't have Friday. It's a chance to set a new tone for the rest of the week, and it's a great day to be alive because they all are. So I want you always to have a good day, so don't waste your Mondays. Go to DrOz.com, print out that little one sheet, put it on your fridge, put it in your purse, pass it along to your friends. And you know, it's Monday, folks. Don't forget to be amazing all day long. Thanks for watching. Remember, healthy and happy, it starts at home.